don't care what nobody says. It is time to unleash DeAndre Swift. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So the Eagles held a walkthrough today as they get ready for the 0-1 Minnesota Vikings. And we've got a few guys on the injury report that you have to wonder on a short week, will they play this week? Because it is so important for the Eagles to go 2-0 because the Dallas Cowboys, let's face it, from the city of New York, of course it's the city of New York, gives them two giant gifts to start the season. And we're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I want to thank you guys so much for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. Now, like I was saying, we've got a short week this week. We've got to get that offense going, especially get that offense going. We've got some injury concerns to worry about. We saw that Nakobe Dean has been put on the IR. He will miss the next 4 weeks. Nicholas Morrow has been brought up to the practice squad, so he's going to have to step up and play well this week. We've also got some other injuries. Ed Kratz wrote this: Pound Eagles, not hashtag, but pound Eagles walk through Tuesday. Injury report and estimation. Now remember, this is just an estimation, but did not practice. Reed Blankenship, ribs. We remember when he hurt his ribs. Cornerback James Bradbury, concussion. We know he isn't playing. Professor Kenneth Gainwell, ribs. Limited. Defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, ribs. What? I've never seen an injury report where you have 3 guys with injured ribs. We're going to run out of ribs. If this was women, they'd have no ribs. Because don't men have extra ribs, or we had extra ribs or something? But I don't know I forget what it says in the book. But, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen so many injured ribs. What the hell is going on? The last injured ribs I see is when Mark Holmes is sucking the DNA out of those chicken wigs and them ribs that he eats all the time. You ever see Mark Holmes eat on camera? Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I don't know for what reason he feels the need to suck all the DNA out of the bones, but it's gross. But seriously, all kidding aside, I don't really understand how we get 3 guys with ribs injuries out of 1 game. It's kind of crazy, right? Now, here's my thing. I expect, hopefully, Reed Blankenship will play. They said that it looks like Fletcher Cox will be a go. But Gainwell seems like he's more of a question mark. We don't really know yet. And to me, either way, it is time to unleash the beast. It is time to unleash DeAndre Swift onto the world. The Eagles need to get him going. They need to use DeAndre Swift. They've just got to get him going because, to me, out of all these running backs, I understand they like Gainwell. They drafted Gainwell. But Gainwell, I'm sorry. I know people don't agree with this, but I do not think Gainwell is a number 1 featured back. I don't believe he's a number 1 back. I believe he's a rotational guy. The first game he starts, he's already hurt. I think DeAndre Swift needs to be in there. You need to get Rashad Penny up. You need to get those 2 guys involved in this offense. Okay? I like the combination. I like the 1-2 punch of DeAndre Swift and Rashad Penny. And that's what they should have used last week versus New England. And they got to get DeAndre Swift going this week. Not just, 1 carry and then like 1 pass and that's it. Or I think he had, 2 passes and 1 carry. Not enough. He needs at least 10 to 15 carries a game and at least 20 touches. I really believe that. So if you give him 10 carries, you need to throw him about 7-8 balls. No less than 15 touches a game, we'll say. No less than 15 touches a game. They got to get DeAndre Swift going. He is the added dimension to this offense that you didn't have a year ago, okay? Now, I know the offense struggled. I get it. And I give credit to the New England Patriots for playing good defense. I do. I got to give them credit. Minnesota, I don't believe, has that kind of defense. Where Minnesota's going to scare you is they got the offense. They can put up points. So this defense is going to have to play a lot better. I think you're going to see Kirk Cousins come out, and we'll talk about this in the preview video tomorrow. But, I think you're going to see a lot of teams get the ball out, 1.5 seconds. Boom, snap, get the ball out. Snap, get the ball out. Snap, get the ball out. So the Eagles have to make adjustments. Everybody's going to look at the Eagles and say, oh, they had 70 sacks last year. Get rid of the ball quick. Get rid of the ball quick. And that's what they're going to do, just like Mac Jones. And so I think the Eagles need to play more man. And if you remember last year, when Slay went up against Jefferson, he got to play him and shadow him the whole game, and he shut him down. And it was Slay's best game of the year. I think you need to do the same thing. I think you need to play a little more man. Now, are they less likely to do that with Bradbury out? I don't know, but I think they're going to have to at least press these receivers off the line at the very least, because they're going to try to get rid of Kirk Cousins is going to try to get rid of that ball really, really quick. So I think the Eagles defense have to make the adjustment. I expect the offense to be a lot better. And I really do think it starts with getting DeAndre Swift involved. Early in the game, I want to go early carries for DeAndre Swift. I want to get Dallas Goedert involved. I want those two guys involved. I want Rashad Penny up. If Gainwell can't go, and listen, playing on Thursday, there may be a good chance he doesn't. Then you get Swift going, and you get Rashad Penny going, and let's go. And you get Dallas Goedert involved early, and I think that this offense will hum. I expect a much better Eagles offense this week, okay? I think they'll be better, because I think there are a lot of elements against the Eagles offense versus New England. I think the weather, I think the rust, not playing so long, the lack of adjustments. I don't think the coaching staff helped them at all. And I think the offense will be better. I am worried about the passing game. I think teams are going to do a lot of short passes and attack the Eagles over the middle. And that tight end for Hawkinson, that tight end for Minnesota, it worries me. It worries me. So the Eagles, they've got to make the adjustments. We'll see what they do. A short week. And yet the concerns of injuries. Is Reed Blankenship going to even be able to go? Because if he's not in, then what is it going to be? It's going to be what, Evans and Sidney Brown, or are they going to have Evans and Edmonds? I don't know. So we'll have to watch the injury report. We should get a final injury report tomorrow. It'll be in the preview. But my thinking is if you unleash DeAndre Swift on Minnesota, I think everything will fall into place. I really do. I think DeAndre Swift is that important. I do, because I think he's the closest to Miles Sanders, but he gives you the added dimension of a receiving game. And I think he can be a good running back too. I'm sorry. I think about what he did week 1 versus us. I know that's in there. I want to see it. But you got to give him opportunities. Not giving him the ball at all Sunday is criminal. Not giving Dallas Goedert any touches, criminal. Can't do that, Nick Sirianni. No cannolis for you if you don't change. And listen, the Eagles need to go 2-0. I talked about, hey, the Eagles go 2-0, Cowboys go 2. I was totally wrong about that. I didn't realize how bad the Giants stink. And now the Dallas Cowboys are in a situation where they get a giant gift handed to them. They just had a giant gift. And I don't know if you guys saw. I was just sitting back watching Twitter last night. I wasn't even saying. I didn't even have nothing to say. I was just watching the Cowboy fans gleefully knowing that Aaron Rodgers is not going to go up against them. The one guy that always kills the Cowboys is Aaron Rodgers, and he goes out. And now the Jets are sitting ducks, man. I don't think with Zach Wilson the Jets can go in and beat the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think it's possible. I think their defense will keep it close for a while. So they're getting 2 giant gifts to start the season. And listen, in fairness to the Cowboys and their fans, you need gifts sometimes to start a season. You need things to work your way. And early on, they're catching some breaks, because Obviously, the Giants were not prepared for that game Monday. I know the Cowboys think it's just that they're that good. No, the Giants were that bad. Let's face it, the Giants were that bad. But, you know, the Giants give them a gift. They're not ready to play. And now you got the Jets giving them a gift. So the Eagles need to take care of business Thursday to keep up with Dallas that's going to be 2-0. And we get to 2-0, then we'll be able to weather any storm that comes our way. That's kind of how I see it. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's how we vision, baby. We all just living in it. Okay, so a few things today on the post-credit scene. First of all, I want to just take a second to apologize. I haven't been hitting my comments the last few days. It's just been really hectic for me since Sunday. So I'm just rushing around trying to just get caught up with work and everything else going on. But I will try to start going back and answering those. So if I've missed any comments, I really do apologize. Secondly, I want to talk about the point spread. The Eagles are favored by 7 right now. As of today, right now, 7 points. That's much better than a week ago. I was very suspicious when the Eagles were only favored by 4.5 points. I thought that was kind of crazy. Now it's 7. That's about what I think it should be early on in the season. Hopefully the Eagles just blow the crap out of this team. That way we can sit back and enjoy the weekend and enjoy the games. I will be streaming, of course, the Eagles Thursday, and then I'll be streaming the Cowboys-Jets game, and then I have to see what else is going on beside that. With that said, Denzel Washington out.